Good evening, everyone, and welcome to DSI Racing Premier League. We got the trucks here at North Wilkesboro, a nice short track that these guys are going to have to tackle today for 200 laps. I am joined in the booth with Christian Clark as the co-host and Damon O'Brien as our producer. Christian, how are you feeling about this race?
I love short track racing, Damon. I love it. Um, I meant Edwin. My bad. Dude, I'm excited. Short track racing is it's fun to me. So hopefully these guys can go out. They can be fast, keep it clean mostly, and hope we get a bunch of green flag laps.
Yeah, I like short track racing. I like watching it. I don't like turning the laps. I find them difficult for me. That skill set has not reached me yet. But this track has always produced good racing and a good show. We did it last year and it was great, and I enjoyed broadcasting that. So let's see how these guys do in the trucks here in the Premier League.
Yeah, absolutely. So with us tonight is a guy that I know is always does well in short tracks. Is Tad Dabney. How you going, man?
Good.
Man, you haven't seen you out on track lately. You kind of took that break to just hang out and do some family stuff, man. What's your thoughts coming into this race tonight after just kind of taking it easy?
Come out here, see if I can get a good finish, see if I can put this Rich Hill Volunteer Fire Department Station 15 Chevrolet hopefully in the front of the field, maybe a win. Don't know how it's going to go, but just fill the track out and see what we can do tonight.
Yeah, Ted, it's always been great watching you run these short tracks. Last time we were here, you actually led some laps, but bad things kind of caught you. It looks like you're going to be starting around that P8 position. So, are you going to be focusing on just maintaining that position early on, or what's the game plan?
Yeah, I'll maintain position, kind of take care of the tires because I think we're going to get single file here, and it's going to probably be a little difficult to pass unless you're going to be bumping people, and I don't think bumping people this early in the run is going to be the smartest decision because, I mean, if you bump them and move them, more than likely they're going to move you back. So just kind of take it easy, kind of see where everybody's at and where we go.
Awesome, man. Well, I'm excited to see you get out there, and there's going to be a fun race. So good luck.
Thank y'all. Have fun broadcasting.
Edwin, are you as excited about short track racing as I am?
I'm excited to see the start of this race because they're going to be on cold tires. It's going to be the first time they're going to be all grouped up like that because the start of the race always has that special condition of that side by sideness. So I'm excited to see how these guys manage their tires, manage their things. You got guys out here who love short tracks, and you also got guys that hate short tracks. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, and one thing about these short tracks, like you were saying, when you're side by side like that on these, it's where all the accidents kind of happen. So once these guys are able to get some green flag laps and get into their position and spread out a little bit, we'll see some really good racing there.
Oh yeah, it's going to be phenomenal, and we're starting this race under some good cloud cover. This is going to make it very interesting because the track's going to cool down quite a bit. But as we have our starting lineup, Christian, go ahead.
Starting on our pole position, the number 4 of Chuck Burley. Expect to see him be good out here tonight on his outside, the 26 of David White. Starting row 2, we're going to have the 68 of Tom Ringer on his outside, Mark Holloway in the 56. Got 2 of them Ratfing boys out there. Row 4, we're going to have the 73 of John Crosby and the 67 of Charles Connor. Row 4, we got the 69 of Todd Perrant in that 7th position. The number 9 of Tad Dabney starting in 8th. Row 5, we got the 23 of Thomas Long, Jonathan Geist, sitting P10, rounding out your top 10. Row 6, we got Craig Nolan, the 63, the 60 of Brian Souza starting in 12th. Row 7 to round up is going to be Tanner Honeycutt in your 13. Sitting in P14 on his outside is going to be Hunter Davis. Your last row is going to be the number 5 of Brandon Hinton, our winner from last week. And In 17th, you're going to have Anthony Cameron.
No, it's pretty interesting. Starting P2 is David White. He doesn't normally run trucks. He's more of an Xfinity guy. So it's interesting to see him out here. He put that vehicle in the second position. So I'm very curious to see what he's going to do. He's not used to these vehicles.
Yeah, that's one thing to consider is the cars and the trucks, they run completely different. I mean, whenever you go from these trucks to the Xfinity to the next gen, the way you got to run the track and the way it handles and the braking, they're all completely different. So when you get some of these guys that are good at all three of them, it's just a testament to their skill.
Oh, yeah, and it's going to be nice watching them do this because when they go green, David White, he's up there with the Rat Fink guys, Chuck Burley, Tom Ringer, Mark Holloway. They're very strong drivers. But that next row or those next two rows are the guys that I'm kind of really looking to. Charles Connor, Crosby, and Tad Dabney are very strong short track drivers, and they've got some cars to pass to get up there.
Yeah, for sure. And we'll see some of these guys that are in the back that are pretty good racers. You got the 13 Tanner Honeycutt. He's starting back there in P13, and I expect to see him get up there to the front. You got the 88 Hunter Davis. He'll make his way up front, and then you definitely have sitting in P15 as last week's winner and our next gen champion. So he's one to watch out for.
As we get that green flag drop in, Chuck Burley seems to spin the tires a bit as now David White gets the nice jump up there with Mark Holloway.
Oh, and we got a wreck
Burley
already.
gets out of the way.
Man, and the 4, he gets into the wall there. He spins and somebody gets collected up behind him. I don't know how many were just involved in that. That happened quick. Let's go back and look here. Look at the number 4.
Oh, there's a couple vehicles in there. It looks like Chuck Burley just spun the tires. He hits the 67, goes back down to the inside wall, and then just collects Todd Perrant, Thomas Long, Tanner Honeycutt. They all got some damage from that. But look at Tad getting through there nice and easy, making sure to keep his vehicle clean.
Yeah, that's unfortunate here early in the race, but yeah, the 4 is blown up. So I don't know if he's going to be able to come out, back out with a blown engine like that, but we'll have to keep an eye on it and see.
Yeah, they don't have fast repairs here in the Premier League, so if he blew that motor up, his race is over. He's pretty much done.
Got to look at my notes here and see if they have a drop race in Premier League or not.
Yeah, the 4 car just came over the radio, and he said when he shifted it to third, it just snapped on him. But it looked like he had a problem well before that moment. It looked like he was spinning those tires, but it was kind of that soft spin of the tires. So you're not going, and they're spinning, but it's not breaking you loose. It's not doing anything crazy. So I think he probably may have not realized it was doing that when he shifted it.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate, especially this early. I mean, we were lap 1 getting into it, but it's still early in the season. We're on race 2 of 13 in the regular season, and we have 2 drop races. So if he's not able to get back out on track, if he's not able to score any points, he can use that as one of his drop races. So he's not missing out on too much.
Yeah, it's not killing him too bad. It's still early on in the season, so he's got some time. But it definitely does suck to have that happen.
But here we go, lap 5. These guys are about to get lined up side by side to go green here. A green flag is in the air. 26 gets a pretty good start there.
And they're keeping it pretty tidy right now. They're just kind of running now.
You see, it looks like almost went 3 wide there.
And that's probably something we'll see is as people start feeling their tires heat up or their brakes heating up, they're going to start checking up a little bit earlier, getting in the corner. That's one of those
Oh,
things about
13
short
spins
track.
around.
Oh,
Caution
13
comes
around.
out. Sorry about that, Edwin. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I saw him spinning around right here, and I didn't know if he's going to save it. But then I could see him. He just self-spun, just too much coming out of or in the middle of the turn, I believe.
Looked like he got in there a little hot because he was right next to the 5 at first. But as you see, he enters the corner and he's got a sizable gap to him now. Like, he pulls almost a full truck completely in front of him. So he might have just overcooked it a bit into the corner and it just didn't let it settle yet.
Yep, and we're going to see stuff like that all night. We're going to see people trying to beat others on their braking zones and either brake late or brake way too early. Some of them are going to be trying to get on throttle earlier, just trying to beat people on exit too, and so it's just going to cause spinning, and that's going to be most of it, I believe, tonight.
Yeah, that's the problem. Short tracks, they're tough. But this is we now have 2 trucks who are out of this race. Chuck Burley and I guess Craig Knoll had too much damage after that first lap incident. He's also going to take that car to the garage. He's gonna be looking to use this as a drop race as well.
Yeah, I got a couple good drivers out already, but uh, it's gonna kind of still be congested here. I mean, we're gonna have 13 trucks on track here, and gonna be a lot of side by side until they can get lined up. But once they get lined up, man, I mean, if we can get enough green flag laps here and people start spreading out, we'll have a bunch of laps to go. But here we are, lap 10 out of 200. We are going to have stage break at lap 30. Or 35, rather, and 80. So
Yeah, it looks like these guys are. I mean, they're starting to figure it out. You can tell they're figuring it out because the second caution was just a spin. So I think these guys might have it figured out a little bit better now, and they might start going.
yeah, and this track is hot. We're sitting at 105 degrees here on this short track, so unless it starts cooling down, we'll these guys will have to continue to just be patient.
And we're about to go green. Our pre-race interviewer, Tad Dabney, he's up to P3, so he's having a good night already.
From 8th to 3rd, and that's pretty good for him. He's going to be staying there on the bottom, working up to the top there, and go ahead.
He's going to choose to be patient. You see, he backed out of that too. He was underneath Tom Brenner, but he backed out of it, and he's going to even let John Crosby go by. He's trying to stay patient. He's trying to keep that vehicle clean.
Yeah, that's a big key to this is staying patient, kind of get into a groove. Now that he's behind him instead of beside him, he can work to just save tire and even try to work up to make another pass on him with nobody behind him.
Oh yeah, and this is why these guys are in the Premier League. Look at them; they've pretty much settled out to running nose to tail. They're even running in a straight line, single filed it out. This track is tough to pass on, and you just gotta line it up and go for it when you can. But you gotta make sure you're not going to end the race over it.
Oh, caution comes out. 69 gets into the wall. 23, man, he was unable to check up and looked like he didn't have anywhere to go and ended up getting into the 69. Yeah, that might have been a little too much throttle into the middle of the turn, and 23 just unable to avoid him.
Yeah, 23, he was committed to that higher line, then saw that car there and tried to woe it up, and all that did was lock it up and send him straight at the 69.
Yep, that's one of them things about the short tracks is once you commit to that top line, if anything happens up there, I mean, it's unless you're completely clear on the bottom, man. But lap 17 of 20 or 200, we'll go to a quick commercial break and be right back.
Ship my pants? Right here? Ship my pants, you're kidding.
You can ship your pants right here.
You hear that? I can ship my pants for free.
Wow, I just may ship my pants.
Yeah, ship your pants. Billy, you can ship your pants too.
I can't wait to ship my pants, Dad.
I just shipped my pants, and it's very convenient.
Very convenient.
I just shipped my drawers.
I just shipped my nightie.
I just shipped my bed.
If you can't find what you're looking for in store, we'll find it at Kmart.com right now and ship it to you for free.
At the river mouth, the bears catch only the tastiest, most tender salmon. Which is exactly what we at John West want. John West endure the worst to bring you the best.
We are back live here at North Wilkesboro in the Premier Series. We've got the 26 starting up front with Tom Ringer, John Crosby, and Tad Dabney in fourth, and Mark Holloway rounding out your top five. Jonathan Geis, that's a guy who runs towards the middle of the field usually. He's up front. He's a strong short track contender as the green flag drops. And the 26 is looking to get a good jump, but the 68 is going to hold true on the outside. So let's see what can happen.
Looking here, nobody has taken tires in the top 10. So everybody's still hanging out there. They know that they got a stage break coming up in 15 laps, and really they've already had 3 cautions. So we're gonna stay out on 20 lap tires.
Oh, my bad, brother.
No, you're good. And we got another one spinning. Looks like the 56 of Mark Holloway spun.
Was it the 73?
Is that? Oh, that's the 73.
But his self-spin was out of the way completely, unlike Tanner Honeycutt's that was on the racing surface. His is completely off track, so no caution gets to fly.
Man, I'm not used to there being another orange truck on the track besides the 56. He's always been the single orange truck out there.
Yeah, that's been his claim to fame. I remember when I first joined DES, he used to race a solid orange truck. No sponsors on it, nothing. Black letters said 56, and that's all he ran. But now he gets his paint schemes made by the number 4 car, Chuck Burley, actually. He made that one as he joined Rat Fink Racing.
Yeah, good-looking trucks out there, man. But we got the 13 of Tanner Honeycutt. He's trying to make make a move on the 5 of Brandon Hinton. Brandon Hinton, remember, he started down there in 15th, I believe. And he's worked his way up.
Yeah, they're having a real good race out there. The 26 is holding strong up there. Again, he's not used to these trucks, so it's pretty interesting to see him doing that. Caution.
Oh, and caution comes out.
Taking a look at the replay here to see what happened. Well, it might be the 67. I'm not really seeing anything yet so far. There it is. Self-spin in turn 3 and 4 and stops it on the racing surface. So that's going to be a caution because he had to sit there and wait for another truck to pass, a couple trucks to pass. So that's going to throw out a caution to Carson.
Yeah, that 73 spinning earlier, not coming out or not calling out a caution on that one. He did race off the racing surface, and so other trucks were able to safely go by him. The difference there was when the 67 spun. Now that causes a safety issue, so iRacing went ahead and threw a caution. But here we are, lap 27 of 200. We'll go to a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Red Bull gives you wings. Red Bull gives you wings. Red Bull gives you wings.
Here we are, green, lap 29 of 200. 26 going to take that green flag. Gets a pretty good start there. But that number 9, he said he's going to try and stay up there as he fights the 68.
He got a little squirrely there on exit of 2, but he did the right thing. He stayed out of the throttle, let the truck settle, and then he just gave that position back to Tom Ringer. He decided, hey, I'm not about to end my race over P2 on lap 30, so he's doing the right thing out there. 26 is checking out, though, as they run side by side. Now, interesting fact about that 26, that is a throwback paint scheme to Ward Burton. They decided, since they're coming to North Wilkesboro, to throw it back to a Southern Virginian, because Hampton White and myself are both from Southside Virginia. So I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty neat, especially we just had the throwback race for the NASCAR series last week, and we saw some really cool ones there. So actually seeing a throwback of something that means something to you guys on these is pretty neat to see.
Yeah, that paint scheme was made by Hunter Davis, who is in the 88 currently right now running in P6 behind his teammate Jonathan Geis and in front of his teammate Brandon Hinton. So, you know, those guys are having a great time out there as Hunter Davis has the Dale Jr. Foundation on his car. It's a foundation he does believe in, so he put it on his vehicle to show some support for that as well.
Yeah, and look at the gap that the 26 has got so far. I mean, we've gone about 5 green flags here, or green flag laps here, and I mean, he's got almost a 2-second lead on Tom Ringer.
The question becomes, though, is caution out?
Oh, caution is out.
So 2-second gap, now gone. That is out because it is the stage break.
Oh,
and your
there we go,
stage
yeah.
1 winner is going to be the 26 of David White. Now, my question for you, Christian, is do we hit pit road now? Or do we try and push these a little bit longer and do some green flag pit stops?
I say hit pit road. If I was out there, I would hit pit road. I mean, it's 36 laps. You really don't have to. I mean, they've had, I don't know how many caution laps, but I don't know. What would you do here?
Now, see, I'm not much of a strategist, and I do suffer at it, but I'm going to say stay out. And as you see, people do stay out. Looks like your first taker is Tom Ringer. Then you have Hunter Davis pitting from P6, and then the rest on back there minus Tanner Honeycutt is coming in. So I would have said stay out, honestly. I don't know how much fuel they have, but you gotta risk some to win some, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. I'm pretty sure they only need to stop for fuel once during this race. Maybe twice. I think they might get like 98 laps of fuel here.
So this is going to set up an interesting scenario. Now we're going to get to see new tires versus old tires. If old tires lose speed, then you're going to see those new tire guys come through the field. But they do have to pass 6 people to get there. So it should be a very interesting race. They do have only 80% fuel, so they are probably watching that fuel gauge. Yep, you're going to have the 9 car. He's going to be starting on the outside of the front row. He's slowly been trickling his way towards the front. But I also don't want to take away from Mark Holloway. He also has. He's been right there with Tad, climbing up through the field. So it's going to be very interesting. Your top 4 is a very interesting group of people. And I can't wait to see what they can do.
Yeah, about got 1 to go here. Lights are off on the pace car, and just watch these guys up front. They might get loose on this takeoff. You don't really know how it's gonna go having these older tires.
So we do have some interesting biggest movers. Currently, right now, Tanner Honeycutt is your biggest mover, moving up 7 positions. But you then have Tad Dabney and Jonathan Geist, who have moved up 6 positions. And it is hard to pass out here. So that is an accomplishment. As pace car is off, and we're going green.
No, I don't.
Tad Dabney's going to hold strong on the outside, and he's going to settle into P2 as Jonathan Geist is now trying to take away that P3 position from Mark Holloway. Mark Holloway drives it into the corner. Geist checking up on the outside. He doesn't want to cost himself this race already. And I think new tires are faster, as Tom Ringer has now stolen the show and has moved into P4.
I was having headset difficulties there.
It happens. I've had those situations before. But as you see, again, Tom Ringer now P3. He's moving up through the field.
Yeah, I think you're going to see a lot of these guys are going to be able to just hold on to their position, but up there up front as that leader's bringing on a pretty good gap. But the 68 of Tom Ringer, he really wants that spot back.
We're going to get the telemetry pulled up here on the left-hand side of your screen because Tom Ringer is catching, and this is kind of a gap you want to watch dissolve, as also Hunter Davis is moving up as well. He's gotten past Jonathan Geist, knocking him down to P7. You know, Tad Dabney
Man, look at what those new tires do, man.
Oh, yeah, those new tires are insane. But Tad Dabney's getting a lot of screen time right now, and this is something you're probably really happy about. He is your driver, currently your driver inside the Premier League, and he is putting on an amazing show. How does that make you feel?
Man, it's really awesome seeing him out there. He's the only CRR driver that made it to the Premier League, and just watching him out here racing and running a Reinbold Designs and Clark Reinbold racing car. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, honestly, if it wasn't for Clark Reinbold Racing, I would have not had my start myself. Those guys gave me the first team atmosphere I could have ever had. So I do still have a little bit of loyalty to you guys. But it's also awesome seeing him up here. As he's going to be putting Todd Perron a lap down, or passing the lap car of Todd Perron, who has gone down a lap.
Yeah, and the 68 of Tom Ringer, man, he's about to drop low and try and get on the inside of the 26 here. If he can get on the inside coming into this turn, I mean, he can really make that pass here pretty quick.
Tom Ringer's a smart driver. He's not going to touch David White. He's not going to hurt him or anything like that. He's going to just pass him cleanly because he knows his tires are better. He knows his tires are getting him towards the front, and that's what he's going to keep relying on right now. But here comes the concern. The other guys who pitted with him, who are also fast, are not climbing as fast as him. So maybe Tom Ringer might be burning up his equipment a little bit.
Yeah, that's always a concern is how the tire wear is going to be affecting you. So now that he's got caught up with the leader here and he is starting to burn up his stuff more, is that really going to be worth it in the long run?
He's going to be looking for other lanes to go to. He's now trying to peer out to the outside. He's trying to go anywhere and everywhere he can to get around that 26. The 26 is doing the smart thing, though. He is just running his line. As Tom Ringer is going to take over the lead here, hopefully, and we'll have our new first leader of the race.
Oh, 26 got loose there.
I think he tried to fight
And
the
this- yeah.
68 a little bit.
Yeah, and the 68 was able to finally secure that pass, and we do have a new race leader, 68 of Tom Ringer. Tom Ringer, of course, he was our next-gen regular season champion. Ended up losing the championship by 1 point, so he's going to be a driver to keep an eye out for. You know, we know that he's a championship caliber driver.
Yeah, and that's kind of the moral of the story of Tom Ringer, and I hate it for him. He's very strong in everything he runs, but for some reason towards the end of the season, other things happen and it causes him to come up short. As the 26 gets loose and spins, caution out.
That's those older tires.
He's definitely
Trying to
going to be
keep
looking to
up.
pit now.
Yeah, I feel most of these drivers are going to be pit. You're gonna see most of them here. Yeah, he just got loose on exit, man. Is able to keep it out of the wall, get out of everybody's way. So, good on him, man. That's unfortunate though. So, lap 55, 200 under caution. We'll go to a quick commercial break, and we'll be back with you guys with DES Premier Trucks. Welcome back, everybody. We do got a new leader here. It's going to be the 88 of Hunter Davis. He stayed out while everybody else elected to pit.
He got a masterful jump, man, and he is trying to check out. He wants to enjoy leading some laps, you know. Oh, we got some spinners.
Oh, the
32.
Oh, good
Cross
save. Able to get out there with no damage. Possibly. Who is that? The 13 of Tanner Honeycutt. See what happens here. A 32 of Jonathan Geist. He's one of those TRN drivers. It's just kind of a wow. Go to the 13 real quick.
I think 3 cars all spun at the same time. The 56, 32, and 13.
That's why I'm saying back it up, go to the 13, and then go a little slow coming into the corner if you can. It was like a 3 times synchronized. Look at this. Whee!
All 3 of them just going around.
Man, I hate that for them, but oh, and then this, yeah, 67 and ends up getting into him a little bit, but anyway. Who is our leader right now? The 88, Hunter Davis. You
Yes,
got
sir.
60 of
That
Brian
is one of my
Souza.
drivers.
Tom Ringer's in third. Brandon Hinton in fourth. Mark Holloway in fifth. That rounds out your top five. Man, it seems that it's always a battle between Ratfink and TRN. There's so many good drivers on both those teams, and so many of them have made it to the Premier League. It's always fun to watch those two teams battle it out.
Oh yeah, we absolutely love it. In the Premier League, yes, it is us two predominantly, but in the other ones, which are Xfinities, we run on Sundays. Legacy trucks we run right before this race, and next gens we run on Friday. There's other teams who are popping up. You know, Bayou Boys. There's a couple of them that are really starting to show their weight and stuff like that. So hopefully we get some of them into the Premier League as well, and then we get more and more battles like this because these guys are putting on an amazing show right now.
Brian Souza's been working it tonight, man. He is currently in second. He started in 12th, so he's been working his way up there to P2. He does have 26 laps on his tires, though. So him in the first place of the 8800 Davis, they're both on old tires. You got
Brian
Tom
Souza
Ringer
is
in
our biggest
third.
mover now.
Here we go, Green, and he gets a good start. Seems like he got a little squirrely there.
Mark Holloway took it easy on that start, and he actually checks up the inside line, and right behind him is David White, who is our early race leader, who led predominantly all the laps so far. As Tad Dabney dives below the 5, he's going to be looking to make a position right here. Tom Ringer going for the lead.
Tad Dabney is sitting in fourth position. He's got 9 laps on his tires, and the next two in front of him have where'd it go? Tad Dabney sitting in third. The next two in front of him have 28 laps on their tires, so he should be able to catch up and make some good moves here.
Tom Ringer is going to take it back to P1. Hunter Davis is going to have to relinquish that position to him. He is understanding he's got a little bit older tires, so he's trying to keep easy with them.
Looks like our earlier front runner, the 26 of White, he's worked his way back up into fifth.
Tad around.
Looks like we do stay green here.
He comes over the radio and says, "I'm okay." He was putting a threat under the 88, but it looks like he just overcooked the tires just a little bit, and it snapped on him on exit.
Yeah, luckily he looks like he didn't hit that wall too hard, so he should be able to keep racing out there.
Todd Perron actually spins in front of our leader, and he keeps it on the grass so that these guys get to stay green. Oh,
the 56, he's going to spin around. He was able to save it. Good driving.
You know, while we were watching all that, the 26 was held up by the 56 for a while, but he is now back into P2, and he's trying to chase down Tom Ringer.
Yeah, the only thing is this time they're on equal lap tires. Remember when the 68 was able to hunt down David White? He had way fresher tires. Now they're on even tires.
Yeah, and when they were on even tires, you know, David was able to pull out a 2-second lead, but we're pretty sure he burnt up his material at that time. So we know he's got the better short, middle range car, but I think Tom Ringer might have the long run car because he is trying to get to him. '56 is trying his hardest to get around the 88 as well. He's thrown it into that corner, gotten sideways, trying to prevent hitting him and everything like that. But he is trying his hardest to get there and take that position from the 88, who's holding strong in P3 with older tires. Looks like Tom Ringer is going to accept, hey, this is not a fight I want. Go ahead and take the position. 26 back to the front.
Yeah, it's interesting to see him do that. I think he knows that he's got a stage break coming up. That next stage break is at lap 80, so he's got 5 laps to kind of let him go and cool down his tires a little bit.
But these guys do know that if they, when they hit the stage break, we have seen that old tires have no speed whatsoever. So they're definitely going to probably see them all hit pit road as they just lap Tanner Honeycutt, but he does the right thing and he lets them by, slows down on the inside. So we got some good drivers out here who are racing with some real respect.
These guys still trying to fight for some position here.
Seems like Mark Holloway really wants to get past the 88. He's been trying for a while now, but the 88 has been holding him back this whole time. But now he's to his inside. He might have the chance to make that pass happen now.
Oh, if he keeps him to the inside and that 73 is able to make a move, stay behind Mark Holloway, he might be able to get a pass here as well.
Yeah, the 88's still actually holding strong there. He does relinquish the position, but now he cuts down in front of the 73. This is when you get into damage control. He does have older tires. He knows he has speed to race around these guys and also run up front. So when that stage break comes out, he's looking forward to that, to put on some fresh rubber, be equal to everybody, and get towards the front.
Man, you could really tell the awareness of that driver, the 88. He knew that he was battling Mark Holloway and that was just going to allow the 73 to try and make a move. So he did end up cutting down in front of him, giving the 56 that position, because it's better to lose 1 than 2.
And look how much the 56 is pulled away from them as the 73 is still trying to peer to his inside. But the 56 is driving away from them. And that's the difference of what? It was 6 laps worth of tires? That's how it is. It's cautions out, stage over.
Yep, there's the end of the stage break. It looks like you have the top 5 are going to be the 26 of David White in P1, P2 the 68 of Tom Ringer. In P3, going to be the 56 of Mark Holloway, Hunter Davis in the 88 in P4, John Crosby, that 73 truck in P5. That's your top 5. We're going to go ahead and go to quick commercial break and be right back with Premier Truck Racing with the ESI Racing.
Mom, can I have a popsicle?
No, honey, you'll spoil your...
Hey, parents, tired of those out-of-control kids? Throwing embarrassing tantrums wherever they go. At the grocery store, on the playground, even at the dinner table. You've had it with parenting, but wait, there is a solution. Introducing Nap Time, the latest, most effective tool for child tantrum prevention. It's simple. Just douse a rag with our patented Sleepy Time formula, place it over your child's cry hole, press and hold gently for 8 to 12 seconds, and presto, no more tantrum.
I was beginning to think adoption was the only way out. Then a friend of mine introduced me to Nap Time. It's never been so quiet around here.
The secret lies in Naptime's revolutionary fast-to-sleep formula. Developed by military-trained scientist doctors from NASA, Naptime's powerful molecules rush to the child's brain on contact, gently inducing instant tranquility.
This is chloroform.
Already put those wallet-draining crap factories out on the street? That's okay! Naptime works in any situation. On the golf course. An awkward blind date.
I had a really good time tonight.
It even works on pets.
After we had our first child here, we regretted it almost immediately.
We didn't know that she'd cry so much.
Talk about defective. But thanks to Nap Time, our little Samantha here hasn't made a noise in weeks. I keep her in a shoebox.
Call now and we'll send you your very own 24-ounce bottle of Naptime solution for only 23 easy payments of $1.99. But wait, there's more! Act quickly and you'll also receive the all-new Dream Sack absolutely free. It's compact and portable for those on-the-go tantrums. Just cover it, tighten it, and forget about it. It's that simple.
We can't breathe good.
So if this looks familiar...
I feel pregnant.
Here we go, green. Tom Ringer and the 56. They're on old tires. They're on 30-lap tires compared to the rest of the field of 3, and you see right there just how those old tires are going to affect him as he kind of got loose and got into the wall there on the start.
Yeah, he's already losing positions, and Tom Ringers knows those new tires are going to be king as he yields to the 26 as the 88 starting to go backwards. Thomas Long, a new competitor coming up towards the top 5 with Tad Dabney in tow. Thomas Long is sailing it around the outside. Oh my gosh, look at the runs he's able to get. But, you know, those types of runs you have to keep in mind. That's going to do nothing but eat your tires.
Yeah, that's one of those. He's making up a lot of ground right now, making up a lot of position. Oh, and the 9 and the 23 get together, kniving around. Caution does come out.
Yeah,
it does look like they were able to avoid some damage there, but that's going to be bad on their tires.
Yeah, that type of speed, when you're making runs like that, you're heating things up real bad. Tab got a little squirrely. 23 came down trying to, you know, pinch him down and just, you know, this recipe for disaster. They were always going to hit in that situation. You know, that's a whole nother side of Thomas Long I don't think I've ever seen. I've never seen Thomas Long drive that hard in a car. And, you know, we said this in the Daytona race when we talked about Zachary Reichel when he was in that race. They were racing differently than what we are normally accustomed to. And that's because they trust each other on this track. The Premier League, they're hand-picked for clean driving, least amount of incident points, understanding of racecraft. And they're putting that on display right now. Yes, there are some spins. Yes, we just had some contact. But they're not even mad at each other. They understood it was just hard racing. So that's why the Premier League is an amazing thing to get into.
Yeah, these guys are more comfortable on track, knowing how all these other guys are gonna handle it out there, and just their racecraft. So you will see some of these guys that you normally don't see being aggressive or pushing it to their full limits, and just how they're actually going to be driving out here, knowing that I can trust that the guy below me knows how to hold his line, and I don't have to worry about him coming up into me. And that closer racing, and it's just more fun.
Oh, yeah, and it's amazing watching this, guys. Even with that spin, Thomas Long is still winding up P3, so he got that thing back going at the right time, and he is still towards the front. We see Tom Ringer, Mark Holloway, and them all hit pit road because they thought they could maybe hold it off with the old tires still, and then this pretty much just solidified it. Old tires are not the way to go. Pace car is off. 26 is going to lead him down to start. Maybe a little bit of wheel spin there. He doesn't really go right away. Thomas Long almost runs into the back of him. 88's going to try and get around the 23 on the outside. 73 backing up, going to settle in his P2 position. Now, the 73 just came off of running the legacy trucks as well, where he led a lot of laps, but unfortunately was not able to bring home the win. So he's seeking a little bit of redemption here. He wants to get towards the front, and he wants to potentially bring home a win.
9 of Tad Dabney trying to put some work in, man. He's already worked his way up into 5th, and he's got almost a 3-wide situation right behind him. Tom Ringer, he's making up some ground after just getting those fresh shoes on.
Yeah, their tires are a little bit fresher than everybody else in front of them, so they've got a bit of leeway. They're going to have that bit of speed boost right now because of those tires, but once they wear down, if they're pushing too hard, they'll wear down to the same level as everybody else, and then they're stuck there. But if they conserve it, they may have a bit of an advantage here. Looks like these guys have settled down some right now, and they're really working. Tad is right there battling Tom Ringer for position. That is for the 4th position right there. The guys in front of them is Thomas Long, John Crosby, and then David White leading this race. He has led a lot of laps tonight. He is really showcasing his skill right now.
Oh, there we go. 68 dropping to the bottom, trying to make that pass on the 9.
Looks like the 9 is a little bit more comfortable in a middle lane kind of position. So being shuffled out of that middle lane is going to definitely hurt him, and he's going to have to relinquish that position to Tom Ringer.
Yeah, I hear him talking on the radio saying just go ahead and pass him. Saying that they can run the track faster if they're not battling for position. So once these guys get to where they can run their lines, you know, they can actually speed up. But when you're trying to throw the other driver off, it tends to slow both of you down.
A driver I've noticed who's kind of, he led some laps today, but he's starting to head the wrong direction. Hunter Davis is down to P6, and he's coming under threat from Mark Holloway. He's heading in the wrong direction right now. You know, he's very good at conserving his material, saving his tires, everything like that. But there does come a time where you're saving too much, and that could cost you some positions. And right now, he's kind of heading in the wrong direction. So when he finally starts pushing, I'm curious to see how much he may have potentially saved. John Crosby is actually kind of closing that gap ever so slightly to David White, you know. David's been the class of the field right now, but that 73 is coming alive. He's had all these laps on his tires. He's figured out the track. He's in the tire tracks of that 26, so he might be able to chase him down.
Yeah, Tom Ringer is sitting in 3rd place here. He's got the best tires out of the two. The first and second place has 21 laps. Tom Ringer, he's just over 10 laps, and you watch him start to catch up to these guys, especially once they catch up and start battling for position.
Yeah, and I think Tad Dabney may have burnt up his material a bit early on because, remember, he did pit, 23 off pace. Something might be going on with him. He's off pace, allowing Tad to go around his outside. Mark Holloway is now going around his outside. So something might have jumped out to him just then.
Real quick, if we can, let's see if we can do a turn it up moment with the 56 here. Just listen to how they have to be on throttle and on the brakes going around these short tracks.
All right, welcome back, Christian. From that turn it up moment, we also learned something from Mark Holloway as we saw him turning some laps. We were watching his steering wheel just then. He enters in the corner, and right before the rear end gets a chance to step out, bucks it to the right real quick. He does it every single time. He goes in, quick buck to the right, and then he hugs that white line, that concrete curb, and he is sailing. He is moving. So that's pretty impressive to see.
Yeah, I mean, he's still keeping a pretty consistent lap time here. He's got a lot of laps on his tires, and he's less than 5/10 off of his fastest. And it's just really showing you that he knows how to push this car to its limit. He knows that car wants to spin around because he's going just carrying so much speed in that turn. But then he's able to control it and tell that truck to, turn and hug that turn. And he's staying really consistent, especially with all these laps on his tires.
It's pretty awesome watching him be able to be this consistent.
Oh, the 32 is around.
It's not going to be a caution, though. The 32 is a single lap spin.
Sorry to cut you off there. What were you saying?
I'm saying, showing that level of consistency is very important. Being this consistent helps you in the long run. And there's a reason why he keeps getting close to the front. There's a reason why he's challenging for the lead, but he has other drivers he has to deal with, and it causes him to have issues as David White has a second gap to the next person. Holloway's about 6 seconds down from White, but if these guys were to group up and nobody had tires, and they had to do it on old tires, Mark Holloway would be a serious threat.
Yeah, and looking at his last 5 lap times, he's actually getting faster. So lap 66 to 69, he went 19.6, 19.9, 19.9, 19.93, 19.87. So he's actually slowly getting faster as his tires are getting older.
That is some very consistent laps, though, and he's breeding speed out of consistency, and that is a very tough thing to do, is create speed while running consistently, and that's what he's able to do. As David White is still out there leading, Crosby's still in second, but if they continue going and they decide, hey, pitting is too much of a risk, let's have green flag runs and let's just keep going till the finish because they got the fuel, Mark Holloway is a guy that you got to keep your eyes on.
He's really not letting David White just take off with this. He's kind of kept him in his sights this whole time. Only a 1 second lead here is not that wild. He can just stay there and hope that the 26 catches some of these lap cars and gets slowed down and be able to make his move.
Yeah, and the 73, he's trying to focus on consistency. Both our leaders are focusing on consistency. Tom Ringer is trying to just maintain his gap because he knows if a caution comes out, he's back with them. So we might not see a caution anytime soon. So these guys are trying to get the most out of it. As Souza is now about to go a lap down. Remember, this guy was towards the front too. That should show you the caliber of these drivers. Souza had a chance to lead laps, and now he's going a lap down.
Yeah, and that's going to put our 9th place car a lap down. So these guys on these green flag runs are just moving.
And it is a shame because some of these guys, we definitely wanted to see them run, but they're out of this race. Chuck Burley, Charles Connor, Tanner Honeycutt, Todd Perrant, even Craig Knoll. Those are all guys multiple laps down, and unless we get multiple cautions to get them back on the lead lap, their race is pretty much over. It was really exciting to watch them run, and I wanted to see them. Chuck Burley, unfortunately, went out lap 1. Craig Knoll also went out lap 1, but he managed to drive it around for about 4 laps. Tanner Honeycutt just recently went out. Todd Perrant's on track, but he is multiple laps down. Charles Connor is also on track, again, multiple laps down. He was involved in early incidences as well.
Yeah, you got Jonathan Geis and Brian Souza. They're only 1 lap down because they've been lapped down the hard way. and these leaders are just really pushing it. Their times are staying so consistent. The only thing you got to think about is the leader right now is sitting on. Where did he go? They're sitting on 45 lap tires. How many laps do you think they can get on these tires before it just gets too uncomfortable to drive, and they've got to either start thinking about a green flag pit stop or hoping that a caution comes out?
So the most so far we've seen on tires of anybody go is about 30 something. We're now well past that margin, so they're all in the unknown. I don't know. I have no idea. It's like how the legacy trucks ran earlier, and we knew after 10 laps of hard pushing, your tires were shot. After 25 laps of moderate pushing, you were shot. And some of us were able to crank out 45 laps on the same set of tires. So when you get into those unknown areas, it's pretty much just keep backing it off, keep feeling on the car, and I think that's what they have to do. But the leaders are in a bad spot because Crosby's catching. So David White has to pay attention to that.
About to
Tad
finish up
Dabney's gonna
130
go lap
laps
down.
here. Where? Say that again. Sorry.
Oh, I said Tad Dabney. Sorry, Charles. He's going another lap down. Seems like everybody has settled in the groove right now, so let's try and go through the field, starting with our P1 guy, and talk about our premier drivers. You down for that, Christian?
Yeah. Looking at the 26 here, David White.
Yeah, David White, he's a TRN driver. He mainly does Xfinity, did get a race win last season. He is not known for tire saving that well on intermediate tracks, but on short tracks, those are his favorite things. And fun fact about him, I met him before DES on a short track. No, it wasn't even a short track. It was Las Vegas in the trucks, and me and him battled for, guess how many laps for the lead me and this guy battled for?
All of them.
26 laps out of a 30-lap race. And it was awesome. So David White is an amazing driver. As we move on to our P2 guy, you talk about Mr. John Crosby for me.
John Crosby, that's 73. He's actually a newer driver. I haven't seen him out on track and been able to see him race much, but what I've seen is he's consistent. His lap times have been really close to each other, and I mean, he's been able to stay up here in the front of the pack the whole night, so he's going to be one to watch the rest of the season.
Yeah, John Crosby is an amazingly strong driver. As we move on to our third place guy, Tom Ringer, I'd have to say, out of all our series here in DES, Tom Ringer is probably the winningest driver, but he's also the losingest driver, if that makes sense. You know, there's multiple times we see Tom Ringer able to lead multiple laps and then come up short on the end of the race. Very consistent guy, very strong guy. He definitely knows how to wheel that truck or car, whatever he's driving around the track. He is the owner of Rat Fink Racing, and every time we get out on track, it's amazing to watch that 68 turn laps.
Mark Holloway, he's another one of those Rat Fink guys. He's always up there in the front. He is long overdue for a win. Hopefully he can pull something off here tonight. But like we were talking about earlier, since I've been with DES, he's always been the single orange truck on track. We do got another one here tonight, but man, he always has some really good paint schemes, and I love watching his truck run around the track.
Another fun fact, first person to get wrecked by the Wreck-'em-Warn moniker was Mark Holloway. Then we move into P5 currently right now, Thomas Long. Thomas Long is a very consistent driver. He usually is very restrained and very pays attention to what's going on around the track, so it usually costs him to where he's running in the back. he's one of those guys benefiting from the trust on this track. He's always been strong at short tracks, but he's benefiting from the trust, and he's able to run the way he wants to. This is the Thomas Long that I've always yearned to see, and it's amazing watching him as he started in P9, got his way towards the front, and is currently settled in P5.
Man, Brandon Hinton. I mean, there's just so much to say about him. In the next gen championship winner. He was the first winner of this new Premier League at Daytona. So short track, long track, road course, any of it. I mean, he's just a master of all these, and it's fun to watch him out here and battle it out. And I mean, you can see he's trying to catch up there to Tom Ringer. Watching them two race side by side has always been really fun. So he's a good driver out here. One of my favorites.
Yeah, he's an absolutely amazing guy. Next up, we've got Hunter Davis, and this guy has really grown to really be my co-owner here in TRN Racing. Now, interesting fact, Hunter Davis has been a part of DES for 2 years, actually.
Oh, caution is out.
Oh, we have a caution as we're doing the through the field, but a caution. Charles Connor saying he got loose.
I thought I heard somebody get into the outside fence there. I just wasn't sure if they just rubbed a wall or if it was a wreck, and then that caution came out. Charles Connor in our sponsored nap time truck. Oh, man. And he ends up getting into the 68.
And the 68 is a little upset about that, but, you know, he'll watch it back. He'll see that the 67 was trying to give him as much space as humanly possible. You know, it's just a terrible thing to have happen, and I hate it for Tom Ringer. I hope it doesn't ruin his race. But, yeah, it sucks for the 67 to have that happen and take out a high-caliber driver like that. I hate it for him.
Yeah, and that 68, he did end up hitting that wall pretty hard. So hopefully his oh man, he's got 6 minutes of repair. That's going to end up putting him quite a few laps down. But I mean, that's just unfortunate for him. We are lap 147 of 200. We got a lot of guys coming in here to the pits, and while we get settled back in, we'll go to a quick commercial.
Recently, when I became deathly ill, I was able to summon an ambulance, my next-door neighbor, my family, and my doctor without picking up a telephone. I used this remote control to contact LifeCall, my 24-hour emergency medical response service. Watch. You just press this button and speak into the air and...
I'm having chest pain.
I'm calling paramedics and your family, Mr. Miller.
I've fallen, and I can't get up.
We're sending help immediately, Mrs. Fletcher.
See? Protect yourself with LifeCall, and you're never alone. To get complete free information by mail about this affordable medical emergency response system, call toll-free now. LifeCall can save your life, so call to get free details by mail right away.
For free information about LifeCall, call 1-800-872-9100. That's 1-800-872-9100.
As we get the green flag drop, Tom Ringer still up towards the front, but he has specified that his steering wheel is about to 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, so he is off track. But he's actually holding strong there in P2 as David White gets out in front, and he's going to look to try and set that gap again, get that pace going. Everybody's on fresh tires again. Another guy we had talked about, Mark Holloway, he's in P4. He's there, but he's got Thomas Long breathing down his neck with Hinton and Hunter Davis right there as well. So a lot of strong drivers right out here towards the front right now. So I'm excited to see what happens. You know, last week in Legacy Trucks, in honor of Brandon Hinton winning the championship, there was a bunch of bright blue and pink cars out there. So it's interesting that we went away from that. We had that one moment, but look at these amazing paint schemes we have circulating this track. As that Ward Burton throwback, that orange one of Crosby, they're out there up front. So we're seeing a lot of good things going on. You know, for having damage, Tom Ringer is still sitting in P3. He's still holding strong. I know he's not going to fight people as much now because he knows he's damaged and he doesn't want to hurt their races. As we're under 50 laps to go, Crosby's the second down on David White, so he's going to try and get to him. But, you know, risk versus reward. You burn up those tires, and you're not going to be able to pass him.
Yeah, but these guys, they're on fresh tires, so they know that they can stretch it out now. You know, we have that good green flag run here, and they're gonna save a little bit, but they know what they can do with them.
Oh, yeah, and David White, I think he's in saving mode right now. He's trying to make sure that, you know, he gets to maintain the lead. He has led so many laps today. If you had to say, you know how you have super speedway ringers, road course ringers, short track ringers? David White is a short track ringer. He has shown that here today right now. He is,
he usually excels at the short tracks. He also did really good and ended up winning the Miami race last season.
Yeah, which was an interesting one. Even though Miami's a mile and a half, the tire wear feels like a short track. So that kind of aided into his skill set. And he's putting that on the main stage right now. As he's kind of holding a second gap over Crosby right now. As Crosby gets a little loose there on next to the turn forward. Tom Ringer has begun to drop through the field. The damage is showing on that vehicle. He is making sure that he is not in people's way as he is about to fall to the first car a lap down. Oh, and excuse me, I called out Thomas Long, but he is actually the first car a lap down. So the last thing he wants to see is Tom Ringer fall behind and get behind the leader and the leader lap him, because if the leader laps him, Thomas Long is out of this race. You know, Hunter Davis, he's the last car in the lead lap right now. He is a very good, methodical driver, but the short track is definitely putting him to the test. He led some laps, he's dropped to the back, he's run in the middle, he's made passes, he's gotten past. He's having the best learning experience, I think, of anybody here. So when North Wilkesboro comes up again in the other series, I think he's going to have a good advantage over it. Tom Ringer is holding strong. He got passed by Tad Dabney, and he's trying to make sure that no issues come from that. Tad Dabney, another car who almost had the lead. Highest he's been to is P2 today. He's trying to just maintain that vehicle and bring it home in the top 5 for Clark Reinbold Racing.
Yeah, and you can definitely see that he's been trying to stay pretty consistent out there, and he's still on the lead lap, sitting in P5, so as long as he can hold off the 68 there. 68 does have damage, so not really sure. These guys are just going to be swapping back position, trying to save tire and everything. But they got to look out for the 88 still on the same lap.
Yeah, and ever so slightly, the 88's been catching them. As Crosby has caught our race leader, he is looking to try and make a race pass now. You know, we've been in this position before, and we've seen people get to David. If they're on the same tires as him, they struggle to get by him. It took a tire advantage for him to come out of the lead. But he raced his way back up there. He did what he needed to, and he got it. Crosby gets loose. See, look, that's exactly what I'm talking about. He is hard to pass, and he forced a mistake out of his nearest competitor, and he is going to relinquish in that time and get that almost second gap. And he's just going to continue setting it to cruise control and trying to hold on for the rest of these laps as we're almost to 30 laps left.
Yeah, getting down here. We've got about 36 laps to go, 35 laps to go. These guys got about 20 laps on their tires, so hopefully they can stay out there long enough that last run they went over 50 laps on their tires, so they can do it, and we know that. But caution is out, as I said that.
Looks like Charles Connor is into the wall. We got to see what happened to that number 67. He's just out here trying to learn. He is multiple laps down, but let's see why Charles Connor is in the wall. Gets passed by Hunter Davis, and then just to prevent hitting Hunter Davis, he locked up the front end and it rotated the rear end out. So, it sucks that it brought out the caution, but it's good that he paid attention to that.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It sucks that, he ended up getting sideways and the caution came out, but good on him for doing everything he could to stay out of the driver in front of him.
This is why he's a Premier League driver. Driving like that will always keep you towards the top level of these series. As these guys are talking, Crosby and Hunter Davis both are on their last set of tires, and Hunter Davis beats him out. Barely beats him out of the pit road. Not Hunter Davis, sorry. David White. They're both my teammates, and I forgot.
Does look like most people got tires here. Fifth place of Thomas Long, he did not. Tom Ringer, he decided to stay out. He's going to be in that first place position here.
And he's going to be in that position with older tires, as David White and John Crosby have admitted over track radio this was their last set of tires. So they've got to make these last. By the time the lights are out, if the lights go out right now, they don't. They do. 30 laps. They have to make 30 laps. Tom Ringer with 24 laps on his tire. He's going to have to make it, 30 extra laps. He's already saying, hey, I'm not going to hold you guys up.
I do believe Tom Ringer only has one set left, and he's probably trying to save them, hoping a caution is going to come out late here.
Yeah, if one comes out late, it's going to be interesting, but everybody behind him has fresh tires. As they get green flag racing, Tom Ringer gets a nice jump, but he doesn't hold these guys up. He says, go ahead and go by. He's got pass on the inside, pass on the outside. David White back to point.
Yeah, that was good heads-up racing. Just knowing that the car in front of you's got low, bad tires, and that driver letting them know that he's got bad tires and what to expect, and knowing that he's going to be so 3 wide down there coming out of turn.
9 car around, big wreck. Is that a caution? That might have, should have been. There's the caution. A lot of cars around. The 9 went around. He doored somebody. We got to take a look back at that. '56 and 9 both get loose. 9 spins it around and just clobbers the 56.
Yeah, let's watch this in slow motion here. I mean, yeah, did he hit him in the beginning, or was that Tad trying to stay out of him? Oh, they both got loose there. And the 56 was able to save it, and the 9 just not able to ever completely get control back under that truck.
Yeah, it looks like they both got loose entering the corner. They've already done this before with their simultaneous spins. 56 saves it. The 9 tries to put the throttle back down again. It snaps and then snaps back right, and he smacks the 56 into the wall. Oh, and then 67 went down into the wall, spinning off of the 69's front bumper, but there was nothing the 69 could do. Car checking up right in front of you. What can you really do?
Yeah, it's unfortunate. We're going to be about 22, 23 laps to go here by the time we go back green. Still, fourth place Tom Ringer has not taken tires. You got Thomas Long in seventh. He hasn't taken tires.
Well, our two top competitors so far, initially early on, Crosby was not a top contender. But now, after about a fourth of the race, Crosby has made himself known as a top contender. And those guys are starting at the front. They're going to be side by side. So it's interesting to see what David's going to be able to do. He's going to have to get a good jump to beat Crosby into the corner so that he doesn't have to worry about entering corner side by side. Because we've noticed, you enter side by side, outside always prevails. New contender up there as well, Brandon Hinton.
Most of these short tracks, if I had it my way, I'd be on the outside most of the time. If I could pick where to start, especially on a restart, I'd pick an outside. We can't do that. iRacing doesn't have the capability, but I do like that outside a lot better.
Yeah, if they ever came out with that, that would help out a lot of people, as David's actually able to power on the inside. That's a first-time thing happening so far. He covers off the 73 entering the corner. That's not what the 73 wanted, because he knows how quick that 26 is, and that 26 can check out.
And here we are. We got a new player trying to get inside this up front game. The number 5 of Brandon Hinton. He's worked his way all the way up to third position. He started in 15th place, has been kind of working his way up slowly throughout this whole race. He's sitting on 11 lap tires and able to stay up here with these guys, and it looks like he might even be able to catch up.
You know, that's the interesting about Brandon Hinton is he tends to do this a lot, where he'll start towards the back, he'll learn the racetrack, he'll learn how the racing's going, he'll learn everything, and then he'll just appear to the front. You know, the sleeper moniker, and I like to bring it up every race because somebody always is a sleeper of every race. He is the sleeper currently of North Wilkesboro, and if he can catch these guys, he can probably put them under some real fire.
Yeah, you really gotta pay attention to him. He's super sneaky. He's like a NASCAR ninja. You know, you just don't see him out there on track a whole lot in the beginning of the race, middle of the race, and then all of a sudden, now that 73 is trying to make the pass on the 26, he's going to look up in his rearview mirror and have a face full of that pink and blue.
And that pink and blue always looks good on track, so it's nice to see him catching up. But the top 3 have separated, as Hunter Davis, a guy who led some laps, is now into P4. And this is the first also, and I have to bring this up, and this is no hate to them because they are an extremely strong team. No Rat Fink drivers in the top 4. I don't think I've ever seen that before. They are in the top 5. They got Mark Holloway there, but I don't think I've ever seen where there's not any of them in the top 4.
Yeah, it does seem. Oh, in the 9, he's going to get spun around.
Caution out. That's not what these guys wanted. If somebody has a set of tires, they are going to take them now.
Looks like the 9 or the 68 might have got into the 9 here, or did the 9 get? No, 9 just got loose and then came down the track into the 68. 68 was just kind of collateral damage. Didn't really get any damage to his truck though. But I bet we see everybody that has a set of tires remaining go down pit road.
Oh yeah, if you have a set, you are taking it now. Because they have watched how Tom Rainer, David White, John Crosby, even Tad Dabney on fresher tires, they have watched them chase down the lead. So if you got tires, you're getting it. Jonathan Geist is going to be your lucky dog. He's another competitive guy. He was up there too.
Yeah, that's going to end up putting how many on our lead lap?
10 trucks.
That's going to be, 10 trucks on our lead lap. Doesn't look like we have any takers for pit road, though.
Yeah, if we did have one, that would be crazy.
Strategy. If that leader, the 26, went down pit road, everybody would have followed.
But he's already admitted to everybody he's got no tires. So they knew he was not going to go down pit road. So
the 26 doesn't happen?
26 and the 73 have no tires left. They both admitted that over track comms and told the entire race, we have no tires left.
Wow. You know, knowing that only the top 10 are on the lead lap, going in and taking tires, being anywhere in that top 10 would have been a good idea. You know, if the 5 would have taken tires and some of them followed him with them, they're still on the lead lap. They're still top 10.
Oh, yeah, you're guaranteed the top team position right now. But we're going to have 11 laps left. So we're going to see how interesting this can be. The 5 truck is there. The 88 is there. I'm a little happy right now. That's 3 TRN guys in the top 4, and I'm loving it. But now I'm also scared. Because short track racing, cautions breed cautions. They cannot wreck each other.
Watch that 5 truck. 26 gets a good start.
Oh, 5 is spinning it. He was getting in there and wanted to stay out in 73 and hooks it around.
Man, looked like he was going to be clean there, and then the 60 just not able to slow down.
The 5 did not want to get into the 73, so he turned down a little too hard. But look at the wreck avoidance from the 88. That was beautiful. That's good driving from these guys.
Man, was just able to pull up.
60 car had nowhere to go. That's the only reason why he slammed in there. There's just nowhere to go.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but well, still probably not going to see anybody take any tires here. These guys are probably just going to get lined back up and try and go at her again and keep out here on all these old tires.
We're going to take a quick commercial break here and to come back. They should be going green with 6 to go.
Fans that we usually make up for case study videos, but like actual humans with emotions and kidneys. So there you have it. The Sour Patch Kids proved once again that you can buy the legal system with sweet advertising dollars.
I just had your case's worst nightmare, and it was me.
Are you single? Missing your friends this Valentine's Day? From the makers of Sour Patch Kids, Reverse Cupid!
What's up? I'm Reverse Cupid, and I'm here to help you get your friends back. So they can spend time with you on Valentine's Day.
Becky?
Instead of this guy.
Hey!
Thanks, Reverse Cupid!
Call Reverse Cupid. That's 619-563-96. Time is running out.
First, they're sour. Then, they're sweet. New Sour Patch Kids Tropical. Sour, sweet, gone.
Is he looking? Yes. He's so cute. Let's do this.
First, there's...
And we're back, and like I said, they're going to have about 6 laps to go. 26 has to beat that 73 on this restart here.
And green flag's in the air. 73 looks like he might have got a little loose there on that restart.
Yeah, I think he might have spun the tires a tad bit, and this is going to force him to have to fight the 88 now. But that's going to allow the 26 to get a nice little gap.
And he's really driving it into that corner hard. Trying to catch back up to that 26. Oh, see? Driving it in too hard. 73, he gets loose. Is he able to save it?
He went to get in there hot. He wanted to race hard and almost ran to the back of him. Saved it. We're green. He's down to P3. You couldn't ask for anything better.
Man, I called it. I said it right before he did it, man. He was trying to give that truck everything he had trying to catch up to that leader. You know, he's been battling hard to stay up front all night, and he just just pushing it as hard as he can. That's all I can say.
You know, he's technically a rookie out here, and that is a quote-unquote rookie mistake. You know, it's his first time battling these dudes for the lead. I mean, he did win a next-gen race. He won the Homestead Miami race, the race that Hinton won his championship. But at the same time, he's in the Premier League, and he's racing these guys on the caliber that they have to hide because they're around so different people, as we've got 2 to go. And he's going to want to get past the 88. He wants to at least cap off this day with a second-place finish.
Yeah, these two are going to be battling it out to the very end here. 73 got really close. Looked like he might have been going for a little bit of a bump and run here. Let's see. Keep an eye on these two and see what's going to happen.
As it's the final lap, David White has secured this, but the battle is for P2. 73 gets in, gives the 88 a tap. 88 still holds it. They come out the corner. 88's going to take P2. TRN 1-2. And Crosby, the man out of nowhere, is going to bring it home P3. That's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, that was a good race. That was your top 3. Tom Ringer coming in 4th. Mark Holloway coming in 5th. And
171 laps led by David White. Oh my gosh.
Man, what a dominant performance. 171 of 200 laps won here tonight. That was a wild race, a wild finish. I mean, he finished by 2.5 seconds out there.
Yeah, battles breed battles, man. And if those guys got the battling, it allowed him to check out, and that was exactly what he needed. And he needed those guys to fight. So we got
John Crosby.
Sorry about that, guys.
You're all good, man. You're all good. 3rd place here, podium position. Man, you were battling hard there those last few laps with the 26. See you go into the corner as hard as you can, trying to push it, everything that truck's got. Man, walk us through how the race went and how you feel like it ended.
At the beginning, didn't really know what to do, didn't know what to expect. I had like one self-spin there, just super loose track. But super happy with the results. I'm happy we kept it clean. I came into that corner pretty hot, and I was like, oh, I didn't want to hit him. So just happy I didn't dump him on accident.
Crosby. Sorry,
go ahead.
Crosby.
No.
You went into there and you drove it into the back of the 26. He still prevailed over you, and then you got loose. Did you get any kind of worry that you won't be in the top 3 after that happened?
Yeah, a little bit. Especially when I kind of hold out a little. I kind of was hanging on to it for a long time. Just super loose. Kind of panicking there for a little bit, but like I said, still very happy. But definitely worried I wasn't gonna get a top 3 or a top 5.
Man, you put on an amazing show. You weren't towards the front for the first 4th of the race, and then towards the end, you just came out of nowhere. You really made him have to really start thinking about what he was doing.
Yeah, I was trying to put a lot of pressure on him, maybe have him screw up, but just still, he did great. David did great, and so congratulations to him. I'm glad we kept it clean, like I said. So,
yeah, well, congratulations on your top 3 finish, man. Be glad to see you up here next week.
Awesome, thank you guys so much. I appreciate it.
Man, coming in next is gonna be the number 2 place position here, Hunter Davis. Man, congrats.
Hey, thanks, guys. This one was a lot of fun. This was my first time ever driving here on North Wilkesboro.
Man, that short track racing, it's just a lot different, a lot faster. I mean, not faster in speed, but things happen so quick. And you seen the 73, they were battling in front of you there, and he ended up kind of just getting loose, and you were able to make a good pass on him. Just walk us through what was going through your head the like last 5 laps.
I mean, I knew out here I wasn't the fastest car, right? So we kind of played a strategy where we were going to shorten that final stage on tires. So I tried to essentially just hang with the front guys and see what happened. I knew I had a Rat Fink duo right there behind me, and I knew they were going to be trying to claw to get back up front. And, we had a car get loose. I wasn't expecting Brandon got loose there on, I think it was 2 to go or 3 to go. So I saw that, and I was trying to avoid that. We brought the caution back out, and then, John and Hampton were racing pretty hard, and it looked like, one of them maybe overdrove the corner a little bit, snapped the rear end around, so I was able to capitalize on that. But honestly, props to him on that good save. If he wouldn't have kept that together, that would have wiped out a lot of us.
Man, you led some laps today, and then you started falling back. Were you ever concerned after you led those laps and then started falling back? Were you concerned that you weren't going to have a good finish today?
Not really. I mean, I chose to start from the rear of the field because, like I said, it was my first time ever driving this track here. I was a little nervous about, how I'm going to make passes and stuff like that. So I started from the back, kind of see how things developed. And I played a strategy. I stayed out, or I pitted at the first stage when nobody else did, and was able to get some fresher tires. So I got some stage points locked in. But no, I mean, I was just kind of running my own race and letting, if somebody was faster than me, I'd give them the position. I'm still out here trying to learn.
Man, absolutely great race finish. Congratulations on P2 position here in the Premier League. You are definitely doing something amazing. Good job, brother.
Hey, thank y'all. Thank y'all for putting this on.
We got our race winner, David. Dude, what a dominant performance. 171 laps led out of 200. I mean,
really?
you came, 171 out of 200. I mean, you came out here and showed everybody what those Southern Virginians can do, man.
Yeah, that was awesome. I had a lot of fun racing with Tom and racing with John. I hated to see John spin there, but glad to see Hunter get it for a little 1-2 action with the team. And I really don't like Denny Hamlin, but I will say just another Virginia boy who's a short track specialist. Shout out to Edwin on that one. I know he's going to love that. But yeah, no, that was awesome. I had a lot of fun. The track temps threw me off at the start. I know practicing early on in the week, just doing a little run with what Jonathan does for the TRN stuff, which is awesome. I ran an 18.7. But oh my gosh, that track was hot and tough to control. And I'd been spending some time with some friends earlier today. So needless to say, that threw me off a little bit getting back into it on a Saturday night. But that was awesome. And a big shout out to TRN, Eddie Chevrolet, Solterra, and everyone else who helps us out a good bit. It's awesome.
Man, you like Christian said, you put on a dominant performance. You led 171 laps, but you kept getting surprised by people rolling up to you and trying to take that position, like Tom Ringer, John Crosby, even Tad Dabney had a chance to take it from you. Was there any point in this race you were ever concerned, like, hey, I might not win this thing?
Oh, heck yeah, always. Especially, I mean, each one of those guys are incredibly fast. When Tom was on new tires and blowing past me, I was just like, all right, well, there goes my race. And then with John on my tail for the last, I guess, 70 laps or so, I mean, I was sore after that because I was watching my mirror every lap and was just hoping for a little mistake on exit for him because I couldn't make a mistake at all or else he was going to be past me for sure. So, I definitely was worried. I definitely knew, I was quick, but, definitely there was guys out there who were really fast, too. So I could not make any mistakes.
Well, man, it was a good night for you. Good night for TRN, man. So congratulations on your P1. Definitely going to see you back up here later on in the year. Still got a lot of racing to go.
Hopefully so. If not, it's been fun so far. And hopefully y'all tune in for the Xfinity race tomorrow. I definitely will not run as quick there as I did here tonight.
Yeah, we've got Xfinity at Dover, which you might actually run fast there. That is kind of a short track itself, so we're gonna be happy to see you there, man. Congrats on the win there, David. You enjoy that time.
Appreciate it. And don't ask Charles don't ask Christian what happened last time at Dover. It's the reason he had to retire from Xfinity. So hopefully we won't repeat that again.
Yeah, I forgot about that, but man, Dover's a fun track, and 26 David White, he's such a good driver. These guys are all high caliber, and that was an exciting race, man.
Oh yeah, I loved every second of it. The long green flag runs, the short track running, the quick race. It was beautiful, and I see why you love short track racing. Like I said, I love watching short track racing, never racing it, and that was beautiful, man. Thank you for having me, Christian. I know this is your show. Thanks for letting me help you with it.
Hey, appreciate all the help, man. I love broadcasting with you. So thank you from all of us here at DESI Racing. We hope to see you guys tomorrow night. Xfinity Cars at Dover. Appreciate you guys being here. Y'all have a good night.